Hi, everyone. Before we get started here today, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us for this very exciting event. I'm Jen Henderson, founder and CEO of Tilt, and we're beyond thrilled to have the amazing Brad Armstrong, Senior Vice President of Corporate and Business Development at Rippling. He's joining us today to talk a little bit about this new partnership between Tilt and Rippling and how it's going to make a big splash in the world of empathetic HR tech and leave of absence management. For those of you out there who may be unfamiliar with what we do at Tilt, we are the long-awaited answer to the outdated leave of absence experience that most employees go through. It results most of the time in them feeling confused, unsupported, in their most important time of need. We've done this by developing a solution that removes the frustrations and inefficient processes, compliance risks, and administrative burdens that most HR and people operations professionals across the country are struggling with on a daily basis. In short, we make leave not suck. I suspect most of you on this call are already familiar with Rippling, but just in case you aren't, Brad, why don't you go ahead and give the folks out there a little background on you and the incredible work that you're doing at Rippling.
Thanks for that intro, Jen, and hi to everyone watching. Together, we've put a lot of work into this partnership, so I'm equally excited to be here to talk about what's ahead for all of you. So Rippling gives businesses one place to run HR, IT, and finance globally. We bring together all of the data that's normally scattered across your company, like payroll, expenses, and benefits, into one place. And we allow you to manage and automate every part of the employee lifecycle in a single system. With the Tilt integration, that now covers leaves of absence, which are an inevitable part of the employee lifecycle.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this conversation with you, Brad, because as you mentioned, a lot of hard work by a lot of very talented people made this integration a reality, all to create a seamless experience for Rippling HR, payroll, and employee users. Before we get into Q&A, let's go over a quick overview of how it's going to work.
Hi, everyone. I'm Samantha Gardner. I'm a product manager here at Tilt, and today I am so excited to be able to share with you the details of the Tilt and Rippling integration. I'll be hopping into a quick demo between Rippling and Tilt so you can see how user data and pay data flows between the two systems. Let's get started. After I've gone through a really simple installation process, once the integration is enabled, as HR or as any employee who has access to Tilt, I'll be able to easily single sign on right from Rippling into Tilt. So as I click this tile, I'll be taken directly to my Tilt dashboard where I'll be able to see any leaves that I have or my team's leaves if I'm a manager. And as usual, I'll be able to look at the HR dashboard if I have HR permissions or at company payroll if I have payroll permissions in Tilt. To come back over into Rippling, I am also able to see all of the leaves that are in Tilt from my Rippling Leave Management app. So if I come to the flyout and click on HR Management, I can drop down to Leave Management, where I will see people who are currently on leave, upcoming leave, and all past leaves for my company that have been administrated through Tilt. From the Rippling Leave Management app, I'm also able to create a leave. If I click for US employees using Tilt, I will be taken right to the Tilt Leave Survey, where I can create a leave for any employee in my Rippling environment. The really cool thing is, if I go to type an employee's name who exists in Rippling, all of the data that exists in Rippling pre-fills into the leave survey. The only things left for HR to answer in the HR side of the leave survey are questions about the leave, the particular leave that the employee is taking. So what kind of leave it is, when the employee is planning to go out on leave, and answering any FMLA time taken in the past. Then as HR, I'm able to submit this leave. As usual, once the employee has completed their side of the leave survey and my Tilt Leave Success Manager has published that leave, I'll be able to view the leave in Tilt, where I'll be able to see the employee steps, their time off, and any paid data associated with that employee for their specific plan. Additionally, I'll now be able to see all of those details in Rippling. So if I click back over to Rippling, in the Rippling Leave Management app, I now see this employee's leave and their leave dates, as well as the number of leave days that they're taking. I can also go to payroll and see pay data associated with this leave being pushed back from Tilt to Rippling. Please ignore this is a test environment, so just ignore some of the red here. This is obviously not the way that your own pay runs will look. If we click into this pay run that the employee is a part of, you'll notice that the employee was supposed to receive 2 paid leave, company leave days for this pay period and collect $916.67. This shows up as a medical leave payment in Rippling, and the employee's salary is subsequently reduced by the amount of leave time and leave payment that the employee is receiving. Any employees who are receiving a paid amount from Rippling will show what amount they're getting paid via Tilt in the corresponding column so that all of your payment types are coded correctly in the corresponding leave payment column type. Because you only have employees who are receiving medical leave payments and parental leave payments in this pay run, you'll only see those columns. But if the person is receiving a caregiving leave or military leave or other leave type payment, you would then see those columns here in payroll and see the subsequent number of hours and the dollar amount that they are being paid for in that pay run. Notably, if Tilt is passing 0 payment, so the person is on leave for the whole pay period, but it is unpaid hours, you would of course also see the full pay period of hours here, but 0 payment, and that would reduce this employee's salary down to 0 for that pay period automatically. The integration also handles pay adjustments. So if for some reason historic pay data has been changed, we will adjust in the current open pay run for that historic pay time and historic salary. The integration also handles things like leave date changes, automatically get those pushed to Rippling, leave type changes, automatically push back to Rippling. All of the details about your leave that need to be reported in your HR system will flow right from Tilt back into Rippling. We've been working really hard on this integration and we're excited for you to start using it. Thank you so much for listening, and please don't hesitate to ask us questions in chat. Thank you so much.
Man, I could watch demos of that all day. As a customer of Rippling and Tilt, employee demographic data from Rippling will automatically flow to Tilt, and your Tilt leave and pay data will automatically sync back to Rippling, as you saw. Some of the important information that automatically gets pushed from Tilt to your Rippling dashboard include leave dates, how much time an employee is taking off, approval statuses, company leave policies, the leave type, and leave payments and pay adjustments. Let's say that you want to do a deep dive on one particular leave or need access to important documentation that lives within the Tilt platform. From within Rippling, you'll be able to click on any leave and it will send you right back to the Tilt platform for easy access. On the employee side, they'll be able to seamlessly use SSO from Rippling to Tilt, which will have some questions pertaining to their leave already answered in the form, as you saw, thanks to this awesome integration. Okay, Brad, let's jump in and talk a little more about this partnership from the Rippling perspective.
Let's do it.
All right. As a reminder, feel free to ask questions in the chat and we'll respond to everyone after the event has concluded. So to kick things off, I think a good place is to share a little more about the details of how Rippling serves its customers and how you see this integration with Tilt impacting them.
Sure. Look, there's no way around it. Leave management is manual and complex. Someone in the HR department is usually responsible for updating spreadsheets every time an employee goes on leave. And they also have to remember to update pay runs to ensure the changes are reflected. So it's tedious and time consuming, but more importantly, it's prone to human error, which can mean missed deadlines, missed payments, and most importantly, a bad experience for the employee. The power of Rippling is that it gives HR departments one place to update employee changes, which then ripple out to every part of the system. And with this integration with Tilt, admins now have one centralized place for managing past, current, and upcoming leaves. So payroll will automatically update based on the type of leave, whether it's medical, parental leave, bereavement, or whatever, and when it begins or ends. And since that data now lives in Rippling, you can combine leave status with any other employee data across all of the Rippling products. So for example, you can set up a workflow to send a reminder email to an employee's manager 2 weeks before they return from leave, or assign a task to an employee's manager to send a gift for certain types of leave, like maternity or paternity, where gifts are appropriate. Simple things like this really make a big difference in the employees and the manager's experience. So we're glad to bring it to our customers.
Yeah, could not agree more. So what is it about leave of absence management specifically that makes an integration like this so valuable for Rippling and Rippling users?
I think it just comes down to what we just talked about, which is that leave management is complicated, and that makes it a pain point for like every single company. So prior to this partnership, it was a huge time suck for someone in the company fielding questions from employees about leave policies over email or telling the payroll administrator who should be paid versus unpaid. And again, inevitably mistakes are made. So we know that time is spent better elsewhere, and we know that it can be done in a more automated fashion. So we're excited to bring that to our customers so they see the value for themselves.
Totally. Last question. So what was it about Tilt's ability to effectively manage leave that caught your attention?
So here's a real life example. At Rippling, our CEO, Parker, runs payroll himself for our 2,000 person company. And because we utilize the Tilt integration now, he also manages leave. So thanks to Tilt, the admin work's eliminated. Our employees have a great experience and hand-on support. At the end of the day, our goal is to make our users' lives easier, and including Parker's. And we believe the integration is doing just that. In fact, we're seeing that every day at Rippling.
Love it.
So Jen, I'd love to also ask you some questions if you're ready for that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so why do you think there's been such an emphasis on adopting technology that makes the employee front and center? That's a change.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in recent years, it's become obvious that employees are expecting and quite frankly, demanding to be treated as humans. This is very overdue in our opinion. Employees are humans who have real needs and real lives that exist in a very real way outside of the normal 9 to 5. And employers are recognizing that if they want to keep the employees that make their companies successful, they need to take a more human approach to the way that they do business. And one of the major ways employees interface with their employers today is through technology platforms.
Yeah, absolutely. And what is about Rippling as a technology platform that compelled you to partner with us?
Well, it certainly helps that we are excited and honored to be customers of Rippling, which is our chosen HRIS tool. So we knew that we'd be going into partnership with someone who values the well-being of its users so highly because we experienced that firsthand as a customer, which is great. Another major factor was simply that you just get it. Your enthusiasm around the critical need for a better way to do leave management told us that A, you believe in what we're doing here at Tilt, and B, you're a forward-thinking organization who is truly pushing the HR tech industry forward. And we're really honored to be a part of that with you.
We're honored to be on this ride with you as well. So what are you hoping most to get out of the Rippling and Tilt partnership?
Yeah, well, as I said earlier, our goal of Tilt is to make leave not suck, quite simply. And that's not just for employees or HR teams who are drowning in the admin work. It's truly for everyone. So we're really excited about this partnership with Rippling simply because it allows more people the opportunity to give leave some love and make it easy to support their employees when they need it most.
Well, on behalf of Rippling, we're excited to provide this integration with Tilt as a seamless solution for customers. And we've really enjoyed the partnership so far, and we're really excited to get into customers' hands.
Oh, thanks, Brad. We're truly grateful for this opportunity as well to be your exclusive leave of absence partner. And we can't wait to see how it helps the lives of so many of your users so much easier. And fortunately, we don't have to wait long because we've got a little surprise guest for you. Allie Morton, the Director of People Ops for FluentStream, was a part of this integrations beta and has a few thoughts on her Tilt and Rippling experience that she's going to share with us.
Hi, my name is Allie Morton, and I'm the Director of People Ops at FluentStream. FluentStream is a leading communications or UCaaS provider for small to medium-sized businesses. We're about 85 employees and growing, and we are a fully remote workforce within the US. We also have about employees in about 25 different states or so. So we were looking for a solution like Tilt because I had actually done a demo of Tilt in the past. I kind of kept it on my radar. I was working at a different company at the time and just always thought it would be a really good asset for a lot of different companies and HR teams. And given that FluentStream is operating in so many different states, it really became impossible to keep up with the various leave laws. They change from state to state. Some are non-existent, some are very, very detailed and complex. And so it was a really big worry for me, being the head of HR. We had been managing leaves, just myself and our payroll specialist, really all manually. So it was really cumbersome to research each case, each state, build out plans for employees, and also be able to communicate it back to them in a really effective and easy way for them to understand too. So we've integrated or implemented Tilt, and now we have the Rippling integration as well. And this has really streamlined our experience, given us a big lift with the employee data transfers in particular. So just saving administrative time, not having to upload and input everybody's data, making sure it's the most accurate and up to date. And then the other big lift is really around the payroll side. So Tilt computes all of the calculations, imports it into payroll directly within Rippling. And the data, this type of accuracy with the data is just so helpful. Really relieves a lot of really stress from our plate. And the sync, the data sync between Tilt and Rippling has been very smooth. We haven't had any, haven't experienced any issues. There was a question around our employee population. How has this helped make the integration easier for them? So our employees have really only had positive experiences with Tilt, much better than if they were just working with me, to be honest. The leave experience managers at Tilt do a really good job of explaining all the details of the employee's leave, and they're just a really great resource for them. And they also truly feel like an extension of our team. They're very caring and kind and compassionate. And then for the Rippling integration in particular with Tilt, they've been paid accurately. And I think that, especially on a leave of absence, that is one of the most important things you can do for someone to set them up for success. And so whether an employee knows this or that this can be an issue or not, now they'll really never know, because it will truly really always be accurate. So for them, it's a blessing they didn't even know they had to worry about. And then lastly, I'll just close that, if I had to pick one of the biggest benefits of having the Tilt platform integrated with Rippling, definitely going back to that payroll piece. So not having to first calculate all this on my own now, using Tilt to help us do that. And then just having that to integrate straight into Rippling, it's such a time saver for us. I mean, I never thought I'd ever say that I'd work at a place that had efficient leave management, but here we are, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Thanks, everybody.
Yes, efficient leave management. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Allie, for sharing with us how the integration has worked for you. And I also want to give you an extra thanks for participating in this beta. It was feedback like yours that gave our dev teams the insights needed to produce a truly awesome integration solution that works for everyone. Well, with that, I hope you were able to learn a little bit more about Tilt, Rippling, and why we're both so excited to team up in a quest to revolutionize the leave of absence experience for everyone. I want to say thank you once again to Brad for joining us for this announcement, and to all of you for your interest in this exclusive partnership and for asking such great questions. It's not too late to ask questions, so if you haven't done so, please leave them in the chat and we'll reach out to you after this event. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time.